United States. Malcolm X, a prominent African American leader, was assassinated in New York City in 1965. United Kingdom. The first issue of The New Yorker magazine was published in 1925. China. In 1972, U.S. President Richard Nixon arrived in China, marking the first visit by a U.S. president to the People's Republic of China. Germany. In 1848, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels published the Communist Manifesto, outlining the principles of communism. France. The Battle of Verdun, one of the longest and costliest battles of World War I, began in 1916. Russia. Mikhail I was unanimously elected Tsar by a National Assembly in 1613, initiating the Romanov Dynasty. Japan. The Soviet uncrewed spacecraft Luna 20 landed on the Moon in 1972. Italy. The world's first railway journey took place in Wales in 1804, with the first full-scale steam locomotive built by Richard Trevithick. Greece. Ioannina was incorporated into the Greek state after the Balkan Wars in 1913. Canada. The last Carolina parakeet died in captivity at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1918. Bangladesh. The Bengali language movement protests occurred at the University of Dhaka in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, in 1952. Brazil. During World War II, the Brazilian Expeditionary Force defeated German forces in the Battle of Monte Castello on the Italian front in 1945. South Africa. Armed Forces Day is observed annually on February 21 to commemorate the sinking of the SS Mendi in 1917, which resulted in the loss of over 600 South African troops. Norway. King Harald V was born on February 21, 1937, and his birthday is celebrated as a national holiday. Mexico. In 1896, Englishman Bob Fitzsimmons fought Irishman Peter Marr in an American-promoted boxing event that technically took place in Mexico, winning the World Heavyweight Championship. Finland. In 1808, Russian troops crossed the border into Sweden at Orrefors in eastern Finland, initiating the Finnish War. Belgium. A Belgian royal decree established the commemorative medal for military service in Africa during World War I in 1917. Austria. The Austrian pianist and composer Karl Czerny was born on February 21, 1791. Switzerland. Swiss Air Flight 330 crashed after a bomb explosion in 1970, resulting in the loss of all 47 people on board. Denmark. The last Carolina parakeet died in captivity at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1918. Ireland. The first issue of The New Yorker magazine was published in 1925. Netherlands. The League of Nations banned foreign national volunteers in the Spanish Civil War in 1937. Portugal. The first self-propelling steam locomotive made its outing at the Pen y Darren Ironworks in Wales in 1804. Sweden. The first issue of The New Yorker magazine was published in 1925. Argentina. The first self-propelling steam locomotive made its outing at the Pen y Darren Ironworks in Wales in 1804. New Zealand. The first telephone directory was issued in New Haven, Connecticut, in 1878. Australia. The New Yorker magazine published its first issue in 1925. Iran. In 1921, Reza Khan led a coup d'état, establishing a new dynasty and modernizing the nation. Philippines. The island province of Marinduque was founded in 1920. Georgia. The Red Army entered Tbilisi in 1921, leading to the establishment of the Georgian Soviet Socialist Republic. Ecuador. President José María Velasco Ibarra was deposed for the fourth time in 1972. Norway. The Svalbard Treaty was signed in 1920, recognizing Norwegian sovereignty over the Arctic archipelago. Estonia. The Tartu Peace Treaty was signed in 1920, ending the War of Independence and recognizing Estonia's sovereignty. Poland. General Józef Haller performed Poland's symbolic "Wedding to the Sea" ceremony in 1920, celebrating access to the Baltic Sea. Sweden. The country joined the League of Nations in 1920. Laos. South Vietnamese troops, backed by American support, invaded Laos in 1971 during the Vietnam War. United Arab Emirates. The Convention on Psychotropic Substances was signed in Vienna in 1971, regulating psychoactive drugs. Vietnam. South Vietnamese General Du Sao Tri was killed in a helicopter crash in 1971 during Operation Lam Son 719. Italy. The Tuscania earthquake struck in 1971, causing significant damage and casualties. Japan. The Osamu Sanso incident began in 1972, involving a hostage situation and police standoff. Germany. The Luftstreitkräfte established Air Squadron Jagdstaffel 34 in 1917. South Africa. The South African Native Labour Corps suffered a tragic loss when the troop ship SS Mendi sank in 1917. Belgium. A royal decree established the commemorative medal for military service in Africa during World War I in 1917. France. The trial of Joan of Arc began in 1431. United States. The first electric burglar alarm was installed in Boston, Massachusetts, in 1858.